Welcome to an episode of Founder in the Chair. Today I've got a lady with me who, against all odds, when everyone told her she wouldn't be able to do it, with a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old and a 1-year-old, managed to open a chain of restaurants. Even though she had a great corporate job working as a contractor for Google, but she followed her dream. She believed in herself. So I'm so excited to welcome today the lady, the founder behind Nashtaa Restaurant, Juslena Randhawa. Welcome, Juslena.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So tell us, you had 3 young children. You were furloughed at the time. So tell us when it all started. How did it start? And I know you did have a lot of people saying, no, you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. So it started in lockdown and I was furloughed from my job. My little one was 1. So I'd just come off maternity and was put straight onto furlough. And this was 2020. Okay. And during that time, I got an opportunity to open something which isn't far from home.
Okay.
And they needed someone to do like breakfast and things like that. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's something I'm interested in. And I'm not doing much anyway. Yeah. So I spoke to them. They kind of said to me, well, we need a concept, a brand or some brand ideas or something. Come back with something. So I thought about it, and I'd always envisioned myself and like, I never thought about having restaurants, but I'd always been interested in food and cooking, and the specific things like, for example, having the food you get at home, like Indian style, like English food, and getting it outside. Right. So that always interested me because in my family we'd always done it, like, you know, Sundays and Saturdays, breakfast and things. So I thought, okay, that would be a good idea, having like a cafe, breakfast and all that kind of stuff. So I came up with a menu and ideas, what I wanted to put on that menu, like really rough ideas, and then a kind of brand name as well. And then went back to them and they were like, okay, wicked, yeah, do it. So I was like, great. And then I worked on my branding. So I feel like with branding, it's really important. Yeah. Because the person I used was really brilliant at what she does as well. And her name's Bindu, and her company's called Chocotee. Okay. But she really helped me, and it was all done over the phone because at this point it was lockdown. Yeah. Literally, we did a whole storyboard, we did all colour schemes, like fonts, everything, like A to Z, target market and all that. And I think that's where it hit the nail on the head. So when we opened, it was kind of like, you know, ideal for the market we were going for. And in that space of time, I also trained like the other women how to cook the food, breakfast and all that kind of stuff. You know, it was only a few of us. So there was me, 2 ladies in the kitchen. We had a bar guy and one more staff. And like there's some girls who'd been at, like, you know, after school, like that kind of like 16-year-olds and stuff. Yeah. And we started. And
was this in lockdown you started?
What? No, sorry, the restrictions. So once the restrictions lifted, we originally were supposed to open 2020 December, but then the restrictions, again, the lockdown happened.
Got extended, yes.
Yeah, and then we aimed for March that it will happen. So then it was May. And I remember because it was one day after my birthday. So it was 17th of May. Yeah. And that was, we knew, so that I had a date, which was good. We had to be spaced out because that was when you had to do the, you know, like social distancing and all that. Yes. So it was a really small space, like the first room. If anyone's been to Nashtaa, it's the room, the pink room. And we started with that one. And it was only, I think we had 20 seats at the time because we had to space out. Yeah. And then we had the outside bit as well. But as soon as we opened, people started posting on Instagram straight away. Yeah. Literally did, you know, and I had it in my mind because I actually did a vision board. And my vision board, I'd put like some pink cafes, flowers and all that kind of stuff. And I really wanted to bring that to Slough. Yeah. Because I felt like there was nothing in Slough for like mums and, you know, to kind of actually have somewhere to go to enjoy breakfast, brunch and take the kids as well. Yeah. So I wanted to bring that there. And so I had all this stuff. So people really wanted to take pictures. And I actually didn't realise when I was doing it that was what would happen.
It became Instagrammable.
Yeah. And that was just something that I didn't think of actually. I just actually was thinking, I want to make it look nice. And straight away Instagrammable. And that's how the word spread. It was no like advertising or anything like that. You know, I know people start off with like advertising costs and stuff, but I was lucky. I just had social media.
The power of social media.
Yes, absolutely.
And was Instagram the main platform?
It was at that time, yeah. And actually then, obviously you could post on Facebook too at the same time. So that worked anyway. Yeah. But TikTok wasn't that kind of big then, whereas now it is. But yes, it was mostly Instagram. We got like queues at the door. It got so busy.
Yeah.
Then we like extended to the other side, and it just like grew and grew and grew.
So you said it was 20 seats originally.
Yeah.
Then you opened the other side. So then how many seats did you have in total?
So once the restrictions were a little bit eased, then we were able to have 30 in that room, in the pink room, and then we were able to have up to like 50, 60 in the other one. So in total, roughly 100 seater we could do.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your first restaurant became a 100-seater restaurant.
Yes, it is.
And it blew up because of Instagram.
Yep.
And your dream.
Yeah.
Your vision board.
Yes, it came true.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
How amazing. But how did you juggle that as a mum, 3 young children? And I know in the society it's like, well, you should be a mum and you should look after your kids. Yeah. How did you deal with that?
I had a really supportive family and a supportive partner at that time as well. Like he was really good, like with the kids and everything. And my parents obviously were helping out. So everyone came to help. Like even my sister, she was pregnant and she came and stood like a manager there. Like everyone really pulled together to help me out, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think it was just having that support of my family, friends and things like that. It just kind of got me through. And also, to be fair though, when I opened, I did have the kids in mind. So I accordingly did the timings 8:30 to 2:30, so I was still able to pick them up from school, spend the evening with them.
Okay.
So originally it wasn't a restaurant in terms of like evening.
Okay.
So it was, I did try and work it around the kids, and that's what I kind of justified to people, which now I feel like I didn't have to justify it, but I did. I said, well, they're at school during that period. They're not going to. It's not going to make a difference to them whether I'm there or not. But the only thing that did make, I guess, did impact a little bit was the weekends, because they were the most busiest and I had to be there.
Yeah.
And the reason I had to be there is because as a founder and you're starting something new, you have to be on top of it, and your reputation is everything.
Absolutely.
So for me, it was like the plate has to look good. If there's something not right on there, I don't want it going out.
Yeah.
You know, so it was that kind of thing.
But could you take your kids in with you?
Yes, I did that as well.
Yeah.
So during holidays, so the first summer holidays we had that year, they were, bless them, most of the time they were with me in the restaurant. They had their iPads, they had their colouring and all that. I kept them busy, but at least they were with me.
Yeah.
And also I think it's important for the children to see me, see us doing that hard work, you know, and, you know, that's how they learn as well. Like my daughter now, she'll clean the menus, she'll do the cutlery, she's joining in, like, you know, they're part of it and they know like how hard it is, you know, when they want something.
Yeah.
So
they'll be future founders as well.
Yes, exactly.
Because inevitably they learn. They're learning. They're watching us all the time.
All the time.
So you mentioned your family helped you. Did you get other people sort of saying, that's not going to work? Or were all your friends supportive, or did you lose some along the way?
Yeah, I lost a lot of friends along the way, actually. And that was quite sad because I was quite surprised. Obviously, when you get busy and you're doing something, or you're you know, starting a new business or whatever, you kind of naturally, I'm probably quite naive of me, but I just thought everyone would be like, you know, supportive and be there and be happy for me. But it's weird because a lot of people dropped off. Literally, I lost so many people, just even till this day, they don't even speak to me really, or they're very formal.
Why do you think that happens?
I don't know. I actually don't know, because as a person, like anyone who knew me then and knows me now, I'm the same person. Yeah, I've got a business, successful business, but you know, who I am is the same. So I don't understand. Maybe it's because as a person, I've grown in confidence though. You know, I'm not like, you know, I used to kind of obviously not say much. I was quite quiet, reserved. And, you know, I still don't completely speak my mind if I want to, but I'm better. I'm a lot better. I've done a lot of work on myself, and I kind of express how I feel if I want to. So maybe that's what people don't like, I guess.
So I guess it's when you grow and you're not who they knew you as, and you sometimes then become, oh, she's not the same person anymore. Or what does she think she is with a restaurant? And, you know, look at her all over social media. I mean, I know you're a brand within yourself. How do you keep going with that as well? Because obviously you're running the restaurant, but these days you do have to brand yourself. So you have your own page, Juslena Randhawa. How do you keep on top of that? I know you network a lot as well. How do you fit that all in with being a mum, 2 restaurants, and doing all the networking?
It's a real juggling act, that's for sure. But, you know, I manage it because I kind of, like I said, I have the support. And also I try and do as much as I can during the day. So I try and impact the kids the least. So I'm kind of getting all my bits done during the day. Weekends, like they love staying at their nanny's house. So they're always at their nanny's house, or nanny's over here. So kind of that way they're quite happy. They do their clubs and stuff. And I just work around their time. So literally I kind of arrange my schedule around them. And I think that's the only way it works. And if I do need to go, I'm quite selective now with networking events as well, because I feel initially it's kind of, you're growing as a person, you're growing as a brand. So you do kind of get everywhere. Whereas now I'm quite selective, and I'll go, if, you know, the event I feel it's more aligned with me, then I will go make an effort and try and arrange childcare or however, make sure I'm there. And the kids are quite okay with that. They know it's work. And they know if I don't go, that I can't grow my business. So I've made it, I do explain to them that this is what I have to do.
So touching on networking events, so you're selective now as to which ones you go to. And initially, obviously, you have to find your way. So you go to lots of them. Do they help you? Do networking events help? So
I feel personally, for me, with networking events, I like to go. I like to meet new people. I like to see kind of like everyone else's opinion of Nashtaa, if they've heard of it, of me, see what people are talking about, and also just be on people's mind. So for me, I feel like if you go to networking events, certain ones, you should be on people's mind. They should see, okay, they've seen me now. If they want someone for catering or events or, you know, something to do with the food side of things, they'll think of Nashtaa because they think of me.
So you become the face, the funnel for it.
Yes.
Okay, so you do events as well? Catering for events?
We do events, catering. I do corporate events now as well. You know, we have quite a few people like who come back to us for events, and, you know, those kind of events have been like really great, just on the sideline as well, just kind of exposure to new clientele, you know, and then obviously now we've got the second restaurant as well. So it's just opening up, and again, networking is key.
So you started with the cafe type, 8:30 to 2:30, and now they're both restaurants. And there's a second branch. Did you ever think it was going to grow like this?
No way. Honestly, I just thought I'd be a little coffee shop, 8 to 2 o'clock. That's it. Do my little coffees and like breakfast, and I'll come home, and that's it. Little did I know, it's literally 24 hours, 7 days a week, all the time. It's you never stop.
No, you can't. As a founder, like,
you don't.
Member of staff's sick. This happens. That happens.
If I'm not doing something on my phone while I'm doing something else, then something's wrong.
Multitasking.
All the time. But I think that's my project management experience helped me a lot with this.
So going back to your corporate jobs, what did you do?
So I started after uni. I went into tax, which I didn't like. Then I changed to kind of project management, which I loved. And project coordination, things like that. So that I really enjoyed it. I was managing quite a lot of like different projects at the same time. And I think a lot of the skills are used in corporate, also for people management, and also getting used to different types of people and how to kind of manage yourself with them. That's really helped me, like, for my business, because I had no business experience. Literally, this was my first business.
Wow.
So, you know, for me, it was all my corporate experience. And, you know, even I worked at the body shop. That helped me. I was a supervisor there. So I had a little bit of experience in kind of managing teams, that kind of thing. So all that put together has kind of helped me to be where I am today.
I think that's really important because, it's people skills. So your team, how many do you have in your team?
So now I have about 20 people.
Okay. And how do you motivate your team? How do you give them guidelines like, this is the Nashtaa brand, this is how I want it to come across? How do you deal with that?
It's difficult because you obviously give them training, you reiterate things, but again, if it's not done regularly, they just forget, and they just become very comfortable and in a comfort zone. So it is important for me to keep going and checking in, making sure they see me as well, that they know, okay, she's here, like, we need to be on top of it. So I do try and, I do go every day, and I try and go to both every day now as well. It is tough, but I manage it, and I kind of rush back for the school run. I do the morning at Slough usually, and then I go to Ealing, leave Ealing at 3 and come back to pick up the kids. So that's my routine.
And you do cash and carry in between sometimes?
Yes, I do. I go to the cash and carry as well. The Indian cash and carries don't deliver, so I have to go. So I go. I take one of the guys with me sometimes, or I take my best friend. She comes with me, Suki Barbara.
To pick everything up?
Yeah.
I mean, these things are heavy.
Yeah, I know. But we go to the gym, so it's all right.
So there's some self-care involved as well.
Yeah, no, I try and carve out the morning for myself as well. Because I need to. I think to keep on top of everything and give your best to everywhere, you have to have that time for yourself, and the self-care is so important.
So apart from going to the gym, What else do you do for self-care?
At the moment, I try and do a 5-minute meditation in the mornings. I'd really try that just to calm myself, or I try some breathing exercises if I'm feeling a bit anxious or stressed out.
Okay.
Because things can get on top of me sometimes. It's not easy. And I feel like I'm constantly just like, on that hamster wheel, like all the time.
Yeah.
So it is hard. And, obviously stresses with life and stuff as well. So it's not easy, but just keep yourself going, really.
No, I love that. So do you think there's going to be more restaurants in the near future?
Yes, there will be. I hope so. I want to grow the brand, and I want to grow the brand like nationally, internationally, wherever I can go.
Okay.
So I'm quite like, I have my goals where I want to grow Nashtaa, and I think I'm on the right path, and I think I can do it. So I'm excited.
Good. So if someone wants to open a restaurant or a mum with young children who is thinking, I can't do this because of the children, firstly, give us a tip for the mums.
I think the biggest tip is that you can do anything you put your mind to, and the kids shouldn't be a restriction for you. It should kind of be like a bit of an encouragement that, okay, I want to do this, and I want to show my kids that the mum's just not a mum like at home or whatever. She can do something as well, because you can do it. You just have to juggle it. You just have to manage your time. That's all it is. So I think that's the key thing, is time management. And as long as you're kind of giving the kids the time, that you don't have to be with your kids 24/7. There's no like rule book saying that. Even if they are with grandparents sometimes, it's good. It's good for them, or their cousins or whoever. Like, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's good for you and it's good for them. So I believe that you manage your time effectively, then you can achieve anything.
I remember we were at a networking event recently and somebody said that her daughter said, so mummies stay at home.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that shocked her into starting her own business.
Yeah.
Is it Delicacies by M?
Yeah.
So it's really interesting you say that children should see that it's not just daddy who goes to work. Mum can do things
because it's
as well.
that traditional kind of values, which nowadays that's not the case. Like, with equality and everything, so women are more successful than men sometimes, and it's like, which is fine. And there's actually nothing wrong with that. So it shouldn't be a norm. That shouldn't be normalized that men should be more successful. It should be fine if a woman is. And I think that's where
have a career as well.
Yeah, that's where people go wrong, because so what if the dad is at home with the kids? Like, that's not a big deal. Mums can do it. Why can't a dad do it?
Yeah.
It's things like that which you just need to change in society, because it carves in people's minds the wrong thing, and we don't want that to give that to our kids. Like, they should know that, no, just because I'm a girl, I can still do whatever I want to do.
Yeah. So I know you said you had somebody who did your whole vision board, your branding. Is that really important?
Yes. Personally, I think having I know there's a lot of people that use those little websites or whatever and just design a logo there and then and be like, yeah, that's it, we're done. No, there's so much more that goes into it. And I didn't realize that myself until I did this for Nashtaa, because I know by doing that how much it's helped. Everyone, the first thing they say to me is, your branding is so on point. Like, that is one thing everyone says to me. And it is because we put the time and effort into making sure that we hit the right kind of thing for the target market.
Yeah.
So it's so important to have that research, like a brand story, your colors as well, like what is aesthetically pleasing for your kind of target market, like clientele. So these kind of things are really important before you think, okay, I need to open my business tomorrow. No, do this background. And I'm lucky that I had COVID, because I had that time to do that groundwork and spend all my time doing this. And I think that is important, to give that time. Just be patient.
Yeah. And what about the dishes? So everything on the menu.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Like, how did you choose what's going to go on the menu?
It was just my favourite things from home. So literally, like, my dad always used to make prodigy eggs. My mum used to make these, like, they're called Nashtaa fried eggs. That's from my mum. So all these kind of things are literally stuff like we would eat on the weekends growing up. Like, my grandma would make something, or like, that kind of thing. So it's all come from there, like masala beans. Standard English breakfast at my house would be masala beans, either an omelette, masala omelette, or prodigy. So it's that kind of thing. And I was like, whenever we go to English breakfast, like normal restaurants, it's just too bland. Like, I need a
you put in chili flakes on it or something. Yeah.
So no one had that. Like, I know there's a lot of dry places now which do that kind of frozen breakfast, whatever. But ours, I wanted it to be fresh, like exactly how you get home. And that's exactly what people say to me, that we feel that it's like a homemade taste when we come to Nashtaa. And that is exactly what I wanted.
So it's what you've grown up with.
Yeah.
And your garak chai
Yeah.
is really famous. And I mean, personally, I love it. And I have 2 to 3 cups every time I come in. What makes it so special?
I think that is really special to me as well, because I didn't know how to make garak chai before.
Okay.
And that is something I actually did during lockdown. So when I thought about doing a menu, I wanted 3 different chais. I knew masala tea.
Okay.
I knew adrak tea already. And I thought, okay, what's the next one? Then I was researching. I think I went to Dubai like a year before and there was like garak chai there. And I was like, you know what, let me try this garak chai. So I looked up some recipes and stuff. Then I thought, okay, let me try it. Started practicing like different kind of ways of making it. And then the one we got now, that is I've perfected that for myself. And literally then I was like, that is going to go in the menu.
So for our viewers who don't know what garak chai is.
Yeah, it's it's brewed with evaporated milk,
Okay.
cardamom, which is like lechi, saffron, and sugar. So it's only a few ingredients,
Okay.
but it's and obviously water and tea bags and stuff, or fresh loose tea as well. We do.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it. It's very
So it
simple.
sounds really simple, but it always tastes different everywhere you go. So is there another little secret? Or
So I think what it is with us, we use the fresh stuff. So there's a
Okay.
lot of the chai places use the powdered milk,
right.
and it does change the taste. But with
Right.
me, we use the actual fresh evaporated milk every time.
Okay.
It is more expensive, but then and even the saffron is so expensive. Saffron, but we use fresh cardamoms. We use fresh. We don't use powder. We literally blend it ourselves and make it ourselves. So our chai masala, all of them are made in house.
And I know you can buy your
Yes.
tea.
You can buy my tea masala. You can buy the curry paste, which is the onion masala. We do the butter chicken sauce. We do that as well.
Okay.
Chutneys, our pickle. So even the dry masala, because our actual garam masala is made fresh as well in house. So
And
you blend all the
how
spices.
does somebody buy this?
So you come to Nashtaa, you can order it on the website now as well.
Okay.
So yeah, you can do that.
So you can take the Nashtaa taste home.
You can, yeah.
Brilliant. And that's so many different arms to your business now, different revenue streams.
Yeah.
What else?
So we
Do you
also
have?
do sandwich platters.
Okay.
So with wrap sandwiches, different types. So they're like kind of fusiony. So we got like the Bombay sandwich. We do, like a spicy egg mayo, spicy cheese, like loads of different hummus and avocado. So loads of different kind of chicken tikka. That's like an easy sandwich platter. When you got the family coming over, just grab a platter and it's easy. Then we do obviously our normal catering. So we offer catering to parties, events. We do weddings, home functions. We even do parties in house.
Okay.
So you can hold your private events at Nashtaa, and up to 100 people in the Slough branch and up to 40 people in the Ealing branch.
I mean, listen to yourself, Juslena. Like 2020, you birthed this from an idea because someone said, sure, we need a breakfast place.
Yeah.
To now catering, sandwich platters. You can take Nashtaa home,
Yeah.
buy it
I know.
online, come in and pick it up. Like, this is the dream come true for a lady who was, I know, initially you were a little bit shy, you were a bit reserved, and now you're just out there.
Yeah, I know.
It's amazing. It's been amazing to see your growth.
Oh, thank you.
What would you, so for somebody who maybe is like the old Juslena, what would you say to her? I'd love you to speak into that camera and say, like to the old Juslena, what would you say?
I would say that go for your dreams. Don't let anything hold you back. Have the confidence and also have faith in yourself that you can do this. You're stronger than you think you are. That's what I'd say.
Thank you. Because I know there's a lot of posts going around at the moment where if you had a coffee date with your younger self,
yes.
what would you say?
Yeah.
What would you say, Juslena, to your younger self? Let's say she was 18.
I would say don't be scared, and don't be scared to speak how you feel and your truth, and also don't hold back. Like I feel like the confidence thing was a massive thing for me, and I had to really work hard on that. And I think that's where when you're growing up, a lot of things happen and your confidence gets knocked. So I would say don't let anything knock your confidence, because you'll be fine in the future. You will be.
Love that. Thank you. Is there anything else to a brand new restaurant owner, or even somebody who sometimes people work from their kitchen at home? Any tips you would give them? Something that's a little bit more like the legal side of it, that they have to get done, because sometimes what you don't know, and then you get in trouble because you didn't do it, but you actually didn't know you had to do it.
So I think obviously registering a food business is really important with the local authority, public liability insurance, as well as if you've got employees, employee insurance. So these kind of things are really important, and it's stuff you don't know, you don't think about. You just think, okay, I've got my menus, I've got this, yeah, I'm fine, I've got staff. It's so important to have all these kind of practices in place. The legalities of it, even like with Ealing, I've had to start from scratch, and I needed a premises license, I need like all these different licenses, insurances, and it really teaches you a lot.
Yeah, because it's different council to council as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Their requirements.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just these kind of things that I would say look into, or even if you want to get someone to advise you, it's very important. The legalities are really important, because you don't want to get caught up somewhere where like someone falls down or something and you haven't got like public liability insurance. You can't even really trade. You're not supposed to trade if you haven't got it.
Yeah.
So it's that these things, but I don't think people think about.
Even things like playing music, you need a license.
Yeah.
And people don't realise that. So you mentioned it, to make sure you know how to do it. So if somebody wanted to contact you and say, Juslena, I'm about to open a restaurant, can they approach you?
Yeah, they can approach me on my Juslena page, which is Juslena Randhawa, and on Instagram. I've also got a Facebook page with the same. Then we've got the Nashtaa page, which is anything Nashtaa related. So Nashtaa_restaurant, that's on Instagram. It's the same on Facebook as well. We also have a TikTok account, and we have the Slough branch and we have the Ealing branch, and our website is www.nashtaa.co.uk.
Thank you. One more question for you. Yeah. How do you do it all by yourself, or do you have a team behind you, like a marketing team? I know you've got someone who does your social media. Yeah,
I have a team. At the beginning, I did do it myself. Social media was a tough job, and I did it for a year myself. Then now I've got a team. So I've got a marketing manager with 2-3 people in her team. I've also got a social media manager. I've got in-house my manager as well. So you do need a team. That's one thing I would say. If you want to grow and scale up your business, you can't do it by yourself. Yeah. You need a strong team behind you who can actually support you and let you work on your business and growing it, so they can run it day to day.
That's so important, because I think sometimes to save costs, somebody tries to do it all themselves, and then it's burnout.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I did at the beginning. I would be doing everything myself, because that was the mentality I think a lot of Asian people have. We don't want to pay someone, we'll just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
But that's so the wrong mentality. I know it's, they don't want to pay, but it's, we make less profit. But you know what? You need that kind of freedom of time as well. And I needed that for the kids. Like I had to employ people in order for me to be there for my children as well.
And then you'll make more profit anyway, because you can grow more.
And the long run, exactly. It's the long-term goal you have to look at.
Yeah. So after Ealing, Nashtaa, so there's Slough, there's Ealing.
Yeah.
Any secret location coming up, or?
Well, everyone's saying Midlands, so, maybe. Yeah, so maybe. We'll see. No locations confirmed yet. Working on something in the background.
I love that. So look out for what Juslena's going to be doing next. So as she said earlier, do follow her personal page, which is at Juslena Randhawa, because it's really good to see what a founder does behind the scenes, because that's where you get to see the graft that goes in, the day-to-day life. There's clips of her with her children, her staff, what she does, how she networks, and also Nashtaa Restaurant online as well. So thank you so much, Juslena.
Thank you.
And if anyone wants to reach out to her, please do. She's happy to mentor as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much.